Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about a higher calling. So sometimes we end up in, a bit of a stew of, what we're doing, the current things that we're doing, and sometimes we just forget that we're here for a bigger purpose than just the everyday mundane things that we do. And we want to help you to feel your higher calling, to feel that you're able to do what you came to the earth to do, what's in your heart, what your purpose is, and how you can help others to be fulfilling their purpose. So, as always, is there anywhere in your body that's telling you you're stuck? And are there any intentions that you have that you would like to be included for people who are watching or who will watch later? Even if you want to message back later, it's always interesting to see what people are interested in doing and what their heart is telling them that they could do or should do. Right, so we're going to go into the 10th chakra, which is the solar star chakra. All right, racing around in life, trying to fit everything in. Age 3 is connected to that one. So sometimes we wanted to try and make our parents happy. So this is about living your life experience and incorporating the whole of your life experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, so we're going to talk about an oil called Douglas fir. All right, so Douglas fir is about generational wisdom. So Douglas fir teaches individuals to learn from and value others' experiences, especially one's family and ancestors. It encourages respect for one's elders and ancestral heritage. Douglas fir reminds individuals that valuable wisdom can be obtained by learning from the past, especially from individuals who are older, wiser, and more experienced. So sometimes when we're young, we want to reject what our parents or grandparents might say, but as we mature, we can often see that they understand us and perhaps they have experience that we could benefit from. So sometimes we need to accept the way that people do things and choose the things that are best for us to live our higher calling, and let go of the things that don't sit with us so well. All right, so we would use this to release negative generational patterns. So sometimes addictions can be part of a generational pattern, or controlling behavior, which I guess is also an addiction. So helping us to learn from the past. I am the valley and the peaks, the river and the rain. So we are the good times and the bad times and the difficulties and the successes and the things that we could do better. It is all of us, and we learn through all of that. All right, I accept my chapters as they unfold with flexibility and confidence. And often we have experiences that are difficult. We have to deal with people that are difficult, or parts of our body that are difficult, or people external from our family that are difficult. And these things all give us learning and experience and the capacity to deal with other people. As I invest in myself, the universe invests in me too. So how might investing in ourselves look? Maybe it's doing better with our diet. Maybe it's doing better with our exercise. Maybe it's doing better with our spirituality. Are we praying? Are we reading? Are we meditating? Are we thinking about God and his purpose for us and being in sync with what God would have us do? Because he can see far greater the capacity we have and wants us to accomplish our capacity than we are able to see. So I guess providing ourselves with opportunity to actually tune in, listen, and cooperate to live our life in the best way. All right, so C5, which is if you feel a big knob at the back of your neck and you go up 2 bumps, it's around there. So C5 is the sugar circuit. So when we eat sugar or processed food or food that breaks down quickly into sugar, this C5 can go out of place. It's like a fuse that will blow when we've not taken good care of what we're eating. So in this case, there's reactions to feelings. So, all right, the feeling of hopelessness. So what do you feel hopeless about? Good morning, Jackie. So let's say I'm rewriting my future, because sometimes we feel like things are very stark and our past decisions or opportunities can have been passed by, but it doesn't mean that our future is not even more glorious than we realize. And we're here to, follow our heart and to follow Heavenly Father's instructions for us so that we can be more able to be a tool in his hands to bless other people and ourselves. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about relationships. All right, I see the pattern and release the need to use it. I like that one. Because often we can see these family patterns that we're talking about, and we might be tempted to fall into those patterns, but we also have the opportunity to do it a little bit differently. I learn what I need to from every life experience. And I believe that's true. Even the crappy things really do teach us things and helps our capacity to deal with difficult situations and sometimes difficult people. I accept full responsibility for my life. Understanding love and tolerance grow daily. Each family member is free to be them. I allow myself to grow within and beyond my family. Other family members' failures are acknowledged without condemnation and criticism. Our family embraces joy. I like that one. So this one, next one is to do with our healthy working relationships. All right, so I have a healthy working relationship with my unique gifts and talents. Good morning, Susanna. Jackie saying, not being able to stop eating sugar and retain my memory. Yes, so there are a number of factors, isn't it, contributing to how our mind works and how our brain works. And so sugar cravings have an emotional component, but they can have a nutritional component, and they can also have a gut component. So it's like who's living in our gut determines what we want to go and eat. It will send us to go and get sugar. All right, so let's talk about the crown chakra now. All right, so feelings of being abandoned by God. And sometimes we can see that God allows us to have difficult experiences because of the growth and learning that will occur. So it's like choosing, before we came to Earth, we chose particular bloodlines and family groups for the lessons that we would learn from them. And it wouldn't be easy. And I don't know if we understood how hard it would be because we didn't have a body then. But having a body, of course, is a challenging thing. So if we go back to your memory, Jackie, I'm able to remember, which doesn't hold. So some minerals come up. All right. A rare one called vanadium. So vanadium helps in the sugar control, I guess. and sugar cravings. So the ones that are most important in sugar cravings are zinc, chromium, manganese, magnesium, and vanadium. So you used to be able to get a product called Venoxyl 5 from Thorn. I don't know if it's still called that anymore, but it is possible to get vanadium, and it's a trace mineral. And all these are important to help us not crave sugar. And we also need good fats because that helps us to feel more satisfied. So in the 1950s, they had a big study where they were trying to work out were heart attacks and heart disease caused by sugar or by fat. And so we now know the sugar board paid to say that it was the fat. And that was the start of low-fat food, which then had to have more sugar in it because it tasted awful. So we've been led on this merry dance for over 50 years, probably like maybe 60, 70 years, of believing that fat was bad. But we actually need fats. Our brain is 50% fat, so we need good fats to help run our brain. And of course, your brain can run on sugar or it can run on fat. So it's like the more that we run on sugar, it's like the more we put weight on as well. So it's like it's better if we can run on fat. So needing good fats to help our brain be its best. All right, so DHA particularly is part of fish oil. That is very important for the brain. So most fish oils have some EPA and some DHA. So trying to find ones that have a little bit more DHA in them to help your brain. Probiotics can be helpful too. So like the SB Pro or Saccharose, I can't say the right thing now. So SB anyway, Saccharose Bouillardi, I think is the right term. Yes, Saccharomyces bouillardi. And so what happens with this particular one, it is like, oh no, I'm moving in here now and everyone else has to leave. So it's like it makes all the other people leave. So it can be helpful to get rid of the people that are causing our sugar cravings. After the COVID vaccine, most people lost all their bifidobacterium. So some people need those. There are different strains, and we can muscle test which strains you might need. And not that it's like we're importing some soldiers to help fight the war, and so that our own body can make more nice people to live in the area and to move in and to have children, so that the area changes and improves. So this is what we want to have happen in your gut. And of course, there is more brain chemicals in your belly than there are in your head, and so the more that your gut is imbalanced, the more that your head is imbalanced. So I guess it's understanding too that often we're using sugar or carbs to squash down our feelings that we're having trouble processing. So sometimes it's worth to work through why we're craving those things and what we need to do to help ourselves be better. All right, so I'm okay without the sugar. Age 3 and 13, 36, 43, And sometimes people give us sugar to shut us up. So it's like, especially when we're little kids, eat something so you get out of my hair. So now the 8th chakra, which is about being connected to the earth. Now, is there anywhere in your body that's complaining and telling you that energy is stuck there? All right, my actions impact other living things. So sometimes it's like not understanding like the impact that we have on the world. And the more that we can be respectful to ourselves and to help ourselves respond to a higher calling, we encourage others to do the same thing and allow them to do that. All right, so now we're going to talk about C7. So C7 is needing some nutrients, so some minerals. Calcium. All right, so calcium comes, we talk about dairy, and yes, it has a lot of calcium, but often that's in an acidic form. And so then when your body becomes more acidic, it wants to pinch more calcium from your bones to alkalize you. So trying to have a more alkaline diet, which means we need to eat more veggies, more green leafy vegetables, more like even nuts and seeds, like sesame seeds have high calcium. Like any green leafy vegetable has calcium. So almonds, oats, tofu, canned fish with bones like sardines and salmon, kale, bok choy, tahini, which is the sesame seeds. Yeah, bok choy is easy to eat, especially in winter. You can make a nice stir fry. All right, you in your role as the sister to your sister. And some stuck emotions. Unhappy with this time of life. Maybe what your sister doesn't do. So what would you like your sister to do? All right, so T8. So T8's at the base of your shoulder blades. All right, so T8 is reacting to bacteria because it's part, like T8 is part of your, like reacting to your spleen and your immune system and your body's ability to fight bugs. So the spleen. So it's like the bouncer in the club is in sick bay and he's letting the bad guys in. Unforgiveness is hiding in the spleen. So Jackie said, we text occasionally, but we don't talk much. Come to visit. And sometimes we're disappointed that people didn't give us what we needed or wanted, and we can see that as a measurement of us, whereas it may not be a measurement of us. It might be where they're at that point in time. All right, so I accept my sister as she is. Oh, Catherine, she's here too. I've just figured out how to comment through YouTube. So Catherine said, that's me. I feel abandoned. Okay, thank you, Catherine. Okay, so we can see where these different things are stuck in our body. Okay, so now we're going to go into our solar plexus chakra, which is about our power and our, ambition and our determination to go and move forward. So I'm going to use Jenny Rosengren's book, over 1,000 positive and negative beliefs. I give myself permission to prosper. I'm noticing my inner feelings. My life is one success after another. So sometimes we have a bit of a stumbling block on that because we're only seeing it in terms of monetary success instead of success of who we've become and how we've grown and what we're learning through the difficulties in our life and in our body. My needs are as important as others. I deserve to feel good. All right, age 7. Misusing the will. So So what happened when you were 7 that you used your will in a way that perhaps wasn't as good as it could be? Some more emotions. So this is stuck in the hip. All right, so feeling that we can't change. And some people, all right, so Jackie said her sister sides with her dad. So those big cruise ships, they can't turn in their own length. It takes a lot to be able to get the boat to turn. So sometimes we're a bit like that. It takes time to stop. It takes time to change direction. It takes time to gear ourselves up again to go in the new direction. And so having to be a bit more patient with ourselves in these times to allow ourselves to feel that change is possible. It doesn't have to be a rushed thing. It's like we're just gradually learning to think a bit different, or to see ourselves a bit differently, or even to appreciate our bodies or our mind. All right, so I'm worthy of acceptance. Age 3. 33. And Jackie, maybe your sister siding with her dad is because she wants to feel protected, or she might need his help. Catherine said, I don't feel any success at all. I feel rather shell-shocked by my life. Yes, you've had a difficult life, and you've chosen some very hard family tree, and also some hard life experiences. And you have survived many difficult things, which not everyone else would survive. So go you. It's like changing the way that we measure our success, isn't it? Because when all is said and done, we can't take our money with us when we die. We only can, take what's in our heart, what we've learned, what we've understood. Our life experience is the only thing that we can take with us. And sometimes we have to be stopped in our tracks by our life experience, because it's like we have to change our focus, and we have to look at different aspects of our life. We may always have measured our worth in terms of our relationships, or our bank balance, or our body. And so it's like changing how we see ourselves, because it's like when we die, we'll be assessed for who we are, and not for our body, and not for our possessions. So it's like the person that we are and who we are becoming is the most important thing. So living this higher calling is what we need to do. And sometimes we're giving really hard things that prevent us from feeling like we can be a success. Good morning, Margaret. So we can ask to release the shell shock from your life. So it's like trauma that's in your body, mind, and energy field. So a big breath in and out. Why am I so great at overcoming difficulties? That holds really strong. You are. Sometimes we feel like we should do it a bit more easily, but I don't think that that's necessarily the case. So let's go into the heart chakra. Okay. I nurture easily. And sometimes when we don't feel okay, we don't feel like we can nurture anyone else. We feel like, oh no, I'm just trying to survive here. All right, I'm confident the healing power of God's love will heal my mind, heart, and body. Love is everywhere, and I allow myself to experience it. Okay, more things in our mind. All right, as I invest in myself, the universe rises to meet me. I like that because it's like we have to put our foot forward first. Yeah. All right, I earn money easily and I spend enough and save enough. My integrity is assured even with prosperity. I always have an equal exchange of energy with those I serve. So the Celtic weave, so our body weaves its energy the whole time, repairing different areas, and sometimes the Celtic weave gets damaged. So it could be the hip, lower back. So stuck in there. Hurts where love is concerned is stuck in there. And sometimes the people we love don't necessarily understand where we're at or, the cost to us of their actions. Good morning, Elizabeth. So age 7. And 63. And sometimes the people who love us are the most difficult of people. They're people that really push our buttons and make us feel uncomfortable or like failure. So it's like no longer measuring ourselves externally, which is easy for me to say and hard to do. All right, anywhere else in your body that is complaining? So back to the 8th chakra. So here we are. I have a problem right now about confidence in God that He will heal my blinded body. It is shaking my whole faith. So age 5, age 10, 11, 12, 28, 63, 64, 65. Big breath in and out. I'm allowing myself to be healed. So generational baggage from dad's mum's side of the family. Yeah, single person. So dad's mum. So neurotic attachments affecting emotional nature, sorry. So sometimes we're attached to different things happening. So I'm able to fulfill my life's purpose. So age 6, 14, 24, okay. All right, so yarrow pom is an oil mixture. So she said, I don't feel able. All right, yarrow is extremely helpful in discerning light from dark. It encourages opening to love and connection where an individual has become too closed, protected, or fearful. Yarrow reassures that the divine is near, upholding all things, and desires the safety and protection for all their journey through life. And Melissa oil is the oil of light. So Melissa's enthusiasm is contagious through the intense light and vibration this oil has to offer. Individuals may feel they cannot help but let go of darkness, despair, and other low vibrations that are holding them down. It teaches the joy of living. So sometimes we have to have joy in just a small thing, hearing a bird sing, or, looking at the sunset or the sunrise, or some small thing that we have to be grateful for, because sometimes we just want the big things to all fall in place, and it's a work in progress. Alrighty, so any other places that your body is telling you the energy is stuck, and how are you feeling about your ability to fulfill a higher calling? So, Catherine, the not feeling able is generational baggage. Dad's mum and the men on that side, like a lot of men, 93 generations. Sometimes the healing is a journey too. So it's like how we expected it to be and how it is sometimes different. And sometimes there's a good reason for that. There's the ability of us to grow through these experiences that we have and the ability to change one small step at a time, because sometimes the huge change is a huge leap of faith. All right, so if we have no other comments or calls or things calling us from our body, we might end. Just a reminder that we have our Advanced Energy Works the 4th, the 5th, and the 7th of September. If you're interested, the opportunity to expand your knowledge a little bit more and spend time with like-minded people and have a safe environment in which to work through the things that are stuck in our body, mind, or energy field. And our next get together is the 8th of August. Alrighty, well, thank you for those that were on the call, and thank you for getting up early in the dark. It's quite cold now. And thank you for being who you are. Okay, all the best. Mwah.